opportunity to announce that we held an executive session at 6:30 this evening to discuss personnel and legal issues. Would you please stand and salute the flag? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mrs. Bronowski.
Mrs. Coder? Here. Dr. Lawson? Here. Mrs. Maines? Here. Mr. Cummings absent. Mr. Merle D. Music?
Here.
Mr. Merle L. Music?
Here.
Mr. Repko?
Here.
Dr. Zolich is absent. Oh, Mr. Hauser?
I was thinking, did she call me first? I wasn't paying attention. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
All right, no problem, thank you. At this time, I'd like to open the floor up to hearing of visitors part 1. This is where anyone from the audience can come to the podium, state your name and address, and speak of anything that's on the agenda this evening. Seeing no one, I move for adoption of resolution number 80, the approval of the minutes.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Solicitors report, Mr. Nichols.
No report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Education and Planning, Mrs. Mays.
Thank you so much. You're going to be so impressed that I only have one resolution to offer. I move for adoption of resolution number 81 to approve the overnight and out-of-state tuition.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. I'd like to move for adoption of resolution number 82, Treasurer's Report.
Second.
Motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes. I'd like to move for adoption of adoption of resolution number 83, and that's approval of payment of bills.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. I move for adoption of resolution number 84, gifts, grants, and donations as listed. Second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. I move for adoption of resolution number 85 to approve the tax appeal settlement.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Facilities Operation and Planning, I move for adoption of resolution number 86 is to approve proposal for the condenser water piping repairs at the senior high school with Hartman and Hartman Incorporated.
Second.
Motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. Facilities Operation and Planning Committee meeting minutes are attached, and our next Facilities Operation and Planning Committee meeting will be November 10th at 3:30 p.m. at the admin building. Student activities, Mr. Music.
No report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Music. Community Relations, Mrs. Maines.
Thank you. I will move for adoption of resolution number 87 to approve the memorandum of understanding with the City of Lake Charter Police Department.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
I move for adoption also of resolution number 88 to approve a memorandum of understanding with the Pennsylvania State Police.
Second.
Motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And the next regular Latrobe Parks and Recreation Commission meeting will be held on Thursday, October 20th, 4:30 p.m. in the Latrobe Municipal Building. So, keep going.
Yep, just keep on going.
The next WAU committee meeting will be held on Tuesday, October the 25th, 2022 at 7 p.m. in the Fort Ligonier room of the West Valley Intermediate Building.
Thank you, Mrs. Baines. EWCTC Joint Operating Committee, Mrs. Cozart.
Thank you, Mr. Hauser. Our next joint operating committee meeting will be Wednesday, October 26th, at 7 p.m. at EWCTC. And I think the planning board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cozart. Transportation, Mr. Music.
No report this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Music. Board Policy Liaison, Mrs. Cozart.
Our next board policy committee meeting is yet to be determined.
Thank you, Mrs. Cozart. Technology, I move for adoption of resolution number 89 to approve frontline education proposal and pricing for frontline central solution, recruiting, and hiring solution agreement.
Okay.
Motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Technology Committee meeting minutes are posted. We certainly don't have another meeting scheduled, so that'll be TBA. Okay. Superintendent's recommendations.
I ask the board to move on resolution number 90, resignations as listed, and I would note that Barb Serenic has been an employee in our food service department for quite some time. She helps, works as a manager with Jillian in the central area there, and I think she may have been here as long as I've been here. It would be sad to see her go. I ask you to move on resolution number 90.
So moved.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
Ask the board to move on resolution number 91 to approve professional personnel substitute teachers listed.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes.
Ask the board to move on resolution number 92 to approve support personnel classified appointments as listed.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes.
I would ask the board to move on resolution number 93 to approve support personnel appointments. These are supplemental positions for the 2022-23 school year.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? That motion passes.
I would ask the board to move on resolution number 94 to approve position assignment changes, support personnel appointments. These are supplemental positions for the 22-23 school year. Ryan Checkeye started at Greater Latrobe on Monday, so now we are approving him as the band director effective Monday. And John Teslovich has agreed to take over the boys junior high soccer team for the remainder of the year. Their coach resigned and was unable to complete the season. I'd ask that you move on to resolution number 94.
So moved.
Second. A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes.
I would ask the board to move on resolution number 95 to approve Daniel Fagan as an additional school police officer effective October 14th.
So moved.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes.
Finally, I would ask the board to move on resolution number 96 to approve the non-contractual professional employee retirement incentive.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
In other business, just a note that we do have the end of the first quarter coming up, believe it or not, on Monday, the 31st of October, followed by a 2-hour late start for purposes of grading on Tuesday. Parent-teacher conferences on Wednesday, November the 10th. That's from 5 to 8 in all buildings. We'll be off for Veterans Day on Friday, November the 11th. We have an Act 80 Day on Monday, November the 14th. No school for students is parent-teacher conferences at the elementary schools only. An early dismissal on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving break is coming up. I just can't believe it, we're there already. Thursday, November the 24th through November the 28th. And one note for you that we do have just one school board meeting, one combined meeting on November the 15th, and that's due to Election Day. May I have just one more minute? We were looking for a safe. We found a safe that needed to be repurposed, we thought, in the stadium over the past couple of weeks, but we didn't have the combination to get into this fire safe. So Officer Dare, Officer Soliday looked into how do we get into this safe to see what's in it, and Mrs. Brahowski had to notarize a statement to the safe company saying that it was ours and we had paid for it and we are in possession of it. They sent us the combination, and yesterday Officer Dare and Officer Soliday cracked the safe. Now, it was a little more interesting than Geraldo Rivera back when he hit Al Capone's vault, because inside they found the origins of Latrobe High School, as it was incorporated in 1866. Along with 30 other books that have the minutes from all of the meetings, probably in better handwriting than Mrs. Brahowski has.
But very difficult to read.
Very difficult.
It is difficult, it's beautiful to look at.
But the officers just made one note that a school teacher in 1866 was making $400 a year. Just a little more than a little less than they do now. But just so interesting to find it. It is a true treasure, and it's just unbelievable to me that it is all handwritten and all there. And like, we probably knew that it was there, but now we know that it was there.
It is really.
It is unbelievable. So if anyone is interested, I have it. I joked with Mr. Hauser. I told him we found his yearbook. But this book contains just the minutes from 1866.
This is my support group.
And I just want to make a point. An entire year's worth of board meetings were 2 pages. So they either had really short meetings or only one meeting a year, maybe.
Yeah.
That's it.
What are you gonna do with it?
Well, we're going to figure that out. What's that, Mr. Oka?
Museum time.
Museum, yeah. Well, we're required to keep these things, though, aren't we?
Well, those are from the borough, the Latrobe Borough, so I'm not sure. I'd have to research to see if we just need to keep our incorporated or if we need to keep back that far.
Yeah.
Maybe just.
Now,
Ours
but
now
for
just
just
we
we
have to keep back. No,
I don't know.
I
But now Scott and Rob have found a second safe, and we're hoping that's where Al Capone's treasures are. To help us with the district. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Karanka. At this time, I'd like to open the floor up to hearing of visitors part 2. This is where anyone from the audience may stand up, state your name and address, and speak of any concerns you may have with the district. Seeing no one, I move for adoption of resolution number 97 to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the meeting is adjourned.